Hi guys, my name is Coach Akash Nathani. I am from Anfa Futsal Academy and also Pro Ball Mastery. Thank you London School for the opportunity of helping you guys out with a session for attacking with passing, control and support. That is the session I have planned out for you guys today. It is on the whiteboard, but also it will be printed out for everybody who's viewing this video, so you can have a better understanding of what I am going to explain to you throughout the session. So we begin with the basic. This is with the exception of, let's say we have about 12 players in a session. 12 outfield, not goalkeepers. Goalkeepers is separate. This is outfield players. So for example, we have 12 players in a session. Alright, so we have point A, B, C and D. We have passing, control and moving. Player A pass to B, player A moves. Player B pass to C, player B moves. Player C pass to D, player moves. D back to A, D moves to A. So it goes clockwise and we can go anti-clockwise. Also, the idea of the basic session is to identify the mistakes of players. So for example, today's topic is passing, control and support. What are the coaching points for this topic? For example, for passing, control and support, you will find the first point will be to look before you pass. Look at your target, identify your target. Number 2, lock your ankles. Number 3, passing with your inside foot. Number 4, the weight of pass. Number 5, the accuracy of pass. So all these points, for example, will be used to correct the players when they perform a mistake. Stop the session. So upon stopping the session, let the player evaluate what went wrong so he can identify the problems too as a team. And then once the problem has been rectified, then we continue again with the session. So the whole idea of this the basic segment, we do not waste too much time in it, but at the same time we keep identifying the problems and finding solutions, so that when they keep progressing from segment to segment, they won't repeat those mistakes again. The purpose of a basic, so difficulty level will be very low. Intensity is still not as high, as the players are still adapting for the session, still adapting to the ball, the field, the surroundings. But the whole idea is so that the foundation is solid during this basic, and then we move on to the functional. And now we progress to the functional segment. As you can see, so now the difficulty level and the intensity will be up 1 notch. For example, this player, the player with the ball, always need 2 options. Option 1, option 2. But there are 4 different spaces, 4 different spots that the player can be at. So for example, if this player passes the ball here, he needs 2 options now, but right now he only has this option. So the whole idea is for this player to support him this way. So now he has 2 options, but this goes on very quickly. If he passes here, the whole idea is for him to come this side. So now he has 2 options. If the ball is being passed back here, he goes back up again. So he has two options. So pass this side, two options. Pass this side, two options. So this happens, the intensity of this segment has to be a lot higher than the basic, and players should already be adapting to the control with the sole, the movements, the anticipation, the passing technique. So all these basic fundamentals and foundation have to be already very solid at this point. Before we move on to the segment, I just want to highlight that during the basic and the functional segments before that, we don't spend too much time on it. For example, the basic segment, the first segment, I would spend about 20 minutes because I include the dynamic stretching and the warm-up into the basic while they are performing the passing and moving, going clockwise and anti-clockwise. They can be, as they are approaching from marker to marker, moving from A to B, B to C, they can do a lot of dynamic movements. So this way we include the objective of the session together with the warm-up. So I spend 20 minutes there, and then the functional I would spend 15 minutes. So the biggest chunk of my session for passing control support would be in the advance and the game situation, because this is where it really matters. Now we move on into our advanced situation. This is 3 versus 1. I will bring this a bit closer so you can see. So we have 4 different posts, including a goalkeeper here. So the advanced and game situation, it is compulsory, mandatory that we use a goalkeeper. This way it is already mimicking, replicating situations during tournaments and matches. So point A, pass to point B. B will give a long pass to D. Upon passing, he goes into defense. The first player comes here and this guy overlaps. So we have a situation of 3 versus 1. The guy in red obviously is the one in defense. I will repeat that again. So we have 4 different posts. Point A, player A pass to player B. Player B pass to D and quickly get into defense. These two will do a overlap switch. He comes immediately into the middle and supports as an anchor player. This guy overlaps this side and then we go 3v1. The whole objective is to score. That's the whole idea. And guys, lastly, in our segment of game situation, this is already intensity and difficulty level is already high, and what I have for you now is 3 versus 2 and then a transition of 2 versus 1, and we have 3 attacking against 2 defensive players in red. The red players are the defense, and we have yellow 2 goalkeepers. So we have the first situation is 3 versus 2. Now this is where it's important. the last player of the attacking team that touches the ball, whether it's a goal or it's not a goal, irrespective, regardless, as long as he touches the ball, the last one to shoot, to have an attempt at goal, whether it's a goal. For example, now pass to him, he pass here, second post, and he finishes. It's a goal, no problem. The transition becomes 2 versus 1 because he touched the ball last. He is going to defend now, the 2 players. Now the 2 defensive players, they go out. The 2 defensive players now attack, 2 versus 1. One more time, we go through that. It starts off as 3 versus 2. Now, what's important is, so these 2 are out. What's important is the goalkeeper. He needs to be very quick. He needs to have anticipation. He needs to be alert at all times, because now, when he goes in defense, goalkeeper has 2 options. This player can be here. He can play it long. First touch, control, and he can even shoot on his own. The whole idea is for this to be very quick, because this is a counter attack for the 2 players in transition for 2 versus 1. So back here again, as he's the last person to have a shot at goal, so he defends. If this situation is like this, it'll be easy for the defender. So 1 push out, so now he has a problem who to defend. So even if the goalkeeper plays here, he can support this way. The whole idea is it's a counter attack, less of dribbling, a lot more of passing and moving, and at the end of the day, the objective is a goal. Thank you once again, London School, for the opportunity. I hope someday I can meet you on the court and we can do a session together. Additionally, I hope everybody can follow us on Instagram. It's ANFA Futsal Academy, ANFA, ANFA Futsal Academy. And our football academy is called Pro Ball Mastery. See you guys. Thank you.